All right. Hey, it's April, what is it, 25th? It's April 26th. 26th, Thursday, April 26th. We're here in San Pedro, California, 2018. With Spot. Say hi, Spot.
Hi, Spot.
So, Spot has some photos that he's taken over a few decades, right? And you put out a couple of books.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a gallery show here at Cornelius Projects in San Pedro. And I thought it might be cool if we just did a little walkthrough and take a look at some of the pics, and then maybe you can give us some stories of like what happened. So first, like, what's the name of the show? American Myths Violated
and Realities Revealed.
Oh, shit.
I know, it sounds pretty...
Well, but if you violate a myth, is that... Oh, but look like the myths are like they're lies, but...
Well, you know, there's a lot of myths about culture and history and
right.
that, and a lot of people seem to focus on the myths rather than the realities
right.
of what was happening. Like, you know, everyone thinks, oh, that's the punk rock guy. That's all he knows about.
Right, right.
No. You know.
And he did the Black Flags.
Yeah, so what?
Okay. Right. No, well, that's the other thing. You're like, one of the reasons I want to get into this is like, well, people know you as you were an engineer for a bunch of records, right?
Yeah.
But you also, some lucky people got to hear your wacky solo albums and stuff. And you're also do some killer photography. It's like you're pretty versatile.
Well,
and I mean, is that one of the myths busted straight away?
Yeah. Well, first of all, these I didn't do. Those are just family archives.
Cool. We'll get into it, and this is all laid out chronological.
Pretty much.
There's the fast take if you got to run. There it is, right there. Okay. So so this is setup. So what's going on here?
Well. I'll start off with this. That's my grandmother. She was what you called she was basically a maid. A domestic, that's what they called it. She lived in the West Adams district of
Los Angeles.
Of LA, yeah. And this is her with her first husband, who I believe is my dad's father.
Huh.
And this, I had never seen this photo before. My sister had all this stuff. So.
Cool.
So I was able to make a decent print.
Yep.
And if you notice, like, he kind of looks a little like Zappa.
Yeah.
You know, that just totally blew me away.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, I guess that photo goes easily back to the 30s, if the 1920s,
okay.
or something like that.
And that was taken in LA too?
It was, I think it was a town outside of LA, maybe Monrovia.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
SoCal.
Okay, and then it gets down to, you know, my dad was one of the...
Which one's your dad?
This guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the original Tuskegee Airmen. They're
far out.
That's when they were training in Tuskegee on the P-40s. His main plane was the P-51.
Which were bitching, right? The P-51 Mustang,
yeah,
right?
P-51s are amazing. And
for World War II, fucking
yep.
technology.
Yeah, and this guy was Lowell Stewart. He was a friend of, you know, they stayed friends after the war. And I think that I probably met a few of these other guys.
They all survived. As far as you know.
I'm not sure how many of these guys survived or not.
Because that's pretty dangerous.
But I know, but these two guys survived, and I think.
Right. If he didn't survive, he wouldn't be here, right?
I guess not. Damn. But one of the things.
Spoiler alert.
Right. And that's another photo they took, and you know, my dad's got the girl. Well, I mean,
hubba hubba.
I have no idea who that is.
Right.
But this one.
Yeah.
Apparently he did some training with the RAF, and I think it was in Egypt. You know, that's in
wow. And was that after the war or during the war? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, after the war, that was it. I mean, he didn't do any more flying. He couldn't do any more flying. But so I think that he flew Okay, so he did the P-40s and then the P-51s.
Right, and then he got some experience, and he helps train some RAF guys.
Yeah, no, they trained him.
Oh shit!
So
okay.
I think he flew Spitfires at some point.
Wow.
Or Hawker Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Whichever. Whatever you say, badass airplanes.
No, but the Mustangs were more badass than the Spitfires. I would, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. But the Hawker Hurricane was the one that won it for the English, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes. And the bombers.
Yeah. And that's my mom.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah. And that's them one night. Not a wedding, I guess that's I think a Valentine's
Oh, cool.
night. They were
like some dance or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's back then. And then a later picture, they're having some food.
Good. Okay. Now, then there's some text here. Life is a tragedy. No joke.
Travesty.
My Freudian slip. Travesty. No joke. Some of us square off against Messerschmitts. Some of us cook kick-ass food. Some of us eat kick-ass food. And some of us, wrecked motorcycles. But shh.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. Okay, so this is the realities revealed that they actually did all this stuff.
Well, they didn't wreck any motorcycles. That was me.
Okay. They spawned potential motorcycle wrecklers. Okay, so now from this point on, we're getting into the show.
That was a friend's motorcycle who he would not let me touch it because I wrecked the one he had before, which was an old Honda 350. I wrecked.
But you didn't get hurt too bad.
I didn't get hurt. He was able to fix the bike, but I mean, it was more stupid, clumsy than tragic.
Cool.
But I paid for the damage and.
But you lived.
I lived, yeah.
So then you got into wrecking VW bugs, perhaps? What's the story?
I got into building and driving. No, that's Crenshaw Boulevard at night. One night I was, it was Mavericks Flat was kind of like the cool club.
Yeah.
And it was right across the street from the Jack in the Box where I had my second job.
Cool. So how did you get into photography, by the way?
I bought a camera.
You just fucking. I mean, how old were you?
Well, when I got my first camera, I guess I was about 18, maybe.
Okay.
17? No, about 18. It was right after I got out of high school, and it was a Pentax H1A. That was their entry-level 35mm single lens reflex. And
cool. Yeah, I started with the Pentax K1000 when I was a high school graduation present.
Yeah.
And Dave Markey happened to have one too, and Allison McMouse.
In 1970, that's Steve Martin.
Whoa!
Sitting in with the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
No shit, that's Steve Martin?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back when I thought he was not funny.
Wow. But when I got that first record that came out, I loved the fucking banjo playing in that.
Oh, he was always a great banjo player. I mean, still is. I mean, the guy had damn talent, But that's of course Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
72 opening for the Rolling Stones.
Awesome.
At the Palladium.
Whoa, 72?
72, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I did get some shots.
Did they do like a bunch of nights, and how'd you just snuck your camera?
I think it was just one night there, and I was not supposed to have my camera, but I forget the story, but I somehow got it in, and no one tried to take it away from me.
Right, it was if you didn't have like a big zoom lens or whatever, right?
I might have had 200mm.
Okay.
I know I had
a little bit of profile to it.
I had at least 150mm.
Okay.
And I just
you just brought it in.
I just took the chance.
Wow.
And no one messed with me.
Yeah.
And
you did it, and you got a decent shot.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, no, there's no heads in the way.
It's very grainy, but you can...
So were you backstage?
No, I was right out
just
in the
crowd.
Right out in the middle of the crowd.
Far out.
Yeah.
How were the Stones?
Oh, they were great. Good. They were great.
Yeah, fucking see him in a small... I saw him at the wrong end of the fucking Coliseum. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you had to get a ticket. They put the ticket information in the LA Times. I was delivering the LA Times. Everyone was calling me up saying, "Hey, when it was the calendar."
Yeah, the calendar
Times,
section.
the Sunday calendar. Everyone says, "Oh, get a copy of it for me. I want to know." And you could only put in for 2 tickets. 2 tickets was the most they would give to anyone. I sent in for 1 ticket, and I got one immediately.
Wow. So you jumped to, you got it in early, and so you just they posted it and you emailed in. I mean, you snail mailed it. You snail mailed it.
Yeah, I got an envelope, put my money in, sent it, and they sent me back a ticket.
Okay. Wow. So what's this?
That was a little record store on Santa Monica Boulevard. That was 69.
Wow.
And she was the gal who worked there. And that was the day I bought either Cream's Wheels of Fire or the very first Joni Mitchell album.
Wow.
Songs to a Seagull. And just took that photo of her, and it's a really cool
You took
photo.
your record, went home and put your headphones on and spun your Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, I still have that album too. God, that's still a great record.
Did you smoke weed and listen to Joni Mitchell?
I don't think, no.
Okay.
I didn't
I mean, it was
have any
70s and all.
weed to smoke for the
Well, you
most
could have
part.
grown your own. People do that.
No, that wasn't part. I was living with my parents. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
I had to go.
Okay.
I
forgot about that part.
I had to go to somebody else's house.
Right.
And
if you were
usually
lucky.
there'd be some pot and what is it? Some kind of Red Mountain wine.
Yeah, you're right. The Boone's Farm. Yeah, jugs of wine. Yes, good times.
Listen to Humble Pie and early Johnny Winter and
Good times. Okay, so what's this?
New Year's Day, 1970 at I think Elysian Park or Griffith Park.
Wow.
And those are just these goofy kind of improvisational actors doing political theater about the Vietnam War, anti-Vietnam War.
That's fucking awesome.
They were really entertaining, super entertaining.
Okay. Well, because those guys could have been revolutionaries, right?
Could have been.
And then whose side were they on now?
Yeah.
I mean, or then?
You wonder.
Okay.
Here's
this whole set.
Yeah, this whole set. You see, two different show groups that existed back there. It was about 1970. Both of these acts were managed by the same 2 people, this husband and wife team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's back playing the piano.
Cool.
On there, and so they were 2 completely different song and dance type things. And
what was the music like? Motown-y type?
I don't remember. I mean, I never heard their music. I never even saw them perform. I just took the pictures.
Oh, you were friends with the managers. Hey, Spot, can you take some pics?
It was like when I was.
And this looks like practice, right?
It's all rehearsal or promotion, and I was. It's just that I was getting a reputation as being the kid with the camera who we might be able to get to work for free, so we can promote our team. And when we make some money, we might be able to give them something.
Yeah.
And
hey, there you go.
It was a good learning experience. A great learning experience.
They're cool shots. Like this one here.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now we've got this big print here.
That was the New Year's. Wait a minute.
Check out that bass.
That had to have been that same New Year's Day show. those actors.
With the actors, wow.
I have no idea who the band was or who those people were, but that's...
But you, what, you think Elysian Park, did you say?
Yeah, Elysian or Griffith Park.
Right.
Maybe around the merry-go-round. You know.
And this is like early 70s.
Yeah, I'd say that was 1970.
Cool.
Period.
Wow. 1970.
So.
Okay, and this
more of the show band thing.
Cool. You had an extra one.
That's the USS Missouri in Bremerton, Washington.
Yay.
Okay.
Big 16-inch guns, right?
The deal was I went up to Alaska summer of '70 to work on this this concert tour that this guy put together, and he asked me, "Oh, why don't you come up and take pictures? We can do that for promo."
Cool.
And I had to drive up there from L.A. in an old Volkswagen on the Alcan Highway, 1,200 miles of bad road. But that's Dorsey Burnett. He was like the opening act for Rick Nelson. So it was Rick Nelson with the Stone Canyon Band, and Dorsey was the second act, and there was a local act on the bill.
And it was an Alaskan tour?
Yeah, I was in Anchorage, and
So that was your first tour?
Maybe.
Maybe you didn't tour with these guys.
No, there was no touring there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that might have been the first tour that I was on, and oh boy, there's a story about that. It's too long a story to try to.
Yeah, no, because we got a lot of pics to go through. So, the wizard here.
Well.
Or is he just getting high?
No. That's John Bailey, cinematographer.
Huh.
I was on the crew for American Film Institute's first filmmaking class, and he was the cinematographer of the project I was working on. And I had no idea who he was until I had to get information for the big book that came out. And found out that he shot Groundhog Day, When Harry Meets Sally, and a bunch of other stuff, and invented a special lens, a zoom lens. It kind of was revolutionary, apparently.
Cool. And then in this pic, you guys are just screwing around?
Yeah, there were a bunch of us, and we were just kind of on a little lunch break out in a parking lot one evening.
So it was like in the middle of a shoot?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, we weren't shooting.
Right, just hanging out.
Yeah.
You just bitching.
Yeah.
This gig?
That was 1970 again. A friend of mine's band was doing this kind of outdoor concert. I think that was Simi Valley.
All right, little jam in the park type deal.
Yeah. It was when the big, the big band for those people was like Grand Funk.
Right on.
It was that. Yeah. It was that. So I was there. I just wanted to.
Yeah. The kid got behind the kid.
Yeah.
You could see that magic was about to happen.
Great drummer. Yeah. Neil Peart back in the day. Yeah.
Taught Neil Peart everything he knows. Okay, and these other.
Well, of course, yeah.
Mickey Dolenz. Wow.
Dolenz. It was at a house up at a Beach Boys house or something.
Wow.
Carl Wilson.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, so these are from that same party.
Yeah.
Just party scenes. You got your camera.
Yeah.
Snapping pics.
And those were just some. I was living.
Looks like a band shot. They're not a band.
Yeah. Well, it's. I was living. It was my first apartment in. Well, these guys lived in Silver Lake. I was in just off of Silver Lake. I think what you'd call Los Feliz, just above the Hollywood Freeway in Vermont. And these guys had this band, and they needed some photos, and I said, "Sure, I'll do it."
Cool. Yeah.
And now I think that might have been in. Okay, Griffith Park, maybe.
Okay.
That's all.
That up in that neighborhood. Now you got a couple billboards.
That's
street signs.
What you got there? That's a scene from my apartment I was talking about.
Oh, your view.
Yeah, I was right. I was right there by that intersection. I was just above that.
Hey, at least you're living by the intersection and not under the intersection.
Yep.
And the kids.
Those were neighbor kids.
Yeah,
just the same place.
Goofing around. Yeah, they had my work. They had Take Your Kids to Work Day. They shot a bunch of kids.
And that was the interior of where I lived.
The pad that could see the Vermont exit. And what is that? The
101.
101. Okay.
That was before
Dude, you're right in the mix.
That was before someone broke into the place and stole that guitar and my camera.
Bummer.
And then I stopped. I couldn't take pictures anymore for a few years.
Oh, really? So you oh man, you got your camera ripped off.
Yeah, I lost 2 guitars and a camera.
Like I cleaned out. Yeah. Pretty much.
And took my stereo and.
Oh fuck! How old were you? They got everything.
19, 20. 20,
But
that was my neighbor's motorcycle. I never got on that.
That was the good one.
One of my favorites, an old Honda 305.
So now this, I assume there's a transition here. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, because we're getting to the beach now, right?
Yeah. We go into a later. Yeah, when I finally got a camera.
So this is, you got your camera back, and you were were you living at the beach, or did you just start hanging out at the beach?
I was living there, yeah.
So when did you bail? Was it like you were just so bummed when you got robbed, or
it's
you have an epiphany? Like, hey, I gotta.
Well, what can you do? You hope for the best and hope you can get back. Get your shit back, or at least replace it. So that took a few years, and it wasn't until I was down at the beach and working for the Easy Reader and Media Art.
But you weren't working as, were you working as a photographer, or were you writing?
I started off writing, and then finally had enough money. It's like, okay, I'm at Media Art, and I hook up with the Easy Reader for writing, and there was also this vegetarian restaurant where I had a job waiting tables, and what was it? Garden of Eden, right there on Hermosa.
So you had a couple gigs in Hermosa.
I did whatever I could to survive and make money.
Right,
There's a lot of things I did.
Right, because you were trying to save up to recover all the stuff that got stolen.
And to feed myself.
And to feed yourself. But rents there were cheap places to live down there.
I had this apartment a block and a half up from the beach on an alley. It was just this little single with a bathroom, $75 a month. Yeah, I mean that was like about 76, 77.
Damn.
But a lot of times I was living in the studio when they decided they could trust me to live in there and be kind of like...
Right, well, you're learning your craft, whatever, right?
And they needed a night watchman.
Okay, I'll make sure nobody stole the shit.
So, yeah, I got a free...
You were Spot the watchdog at that point.
Yeah, exactly. They liked somebody else there.
Yeah.
So...
to discourage burglars.
Right.
So, and this is the Strand, right? Like, as in when Keith Morris saying, I was so heavy, I lived on the Strand. Right? Mm-hmm. This is, and the Strand is just a stretch of pavement by the beach in Hermosa, right? It goes south to Redondo Beach, and more or less, and north to Manhattan Beach.
And actually past Manhattan.
Well, I mean, the bike path keeps going, right? Yeah. But the Strand was like, it's just this hangout. It's not even a bike path. You just hang out, right? And all the apartments, right, would have the balconies right in front of the Strand, right? And on the weekends, people would be barbecuing and having parties.
Sea Sprite Hotel.
Yeah.
Which is still there.
And it was a big thing, like, for Keith to be heavy and living on the Strand.
Yeah. It was a good time to be there.
Yeah, no,
it was cheap to live there.
My mom and my sister and I, we moved to Hermosa like 74 to about 76, 77. But we weren't heavy, man. We didn't live on the Strand. We lived a couple blocks west of Pacific Coast Highway, on the hill by North School.
What they call in the trees. Huh?
Yeah, we were up in the trees. Yeah. But you know, still a few blocks walk to the beach, but still not the same thing as being on the Strand.
No. I pretty much lived right.
So we'll get into the script later. I guess if you got a summary about this, because there you have a show. There's a little panel going on Saturday, and this may come into the discussion.
This probably not.
Okay. No. All right.
But
okay. So over here.
Okay. So like when I got my see, there was in media art. This is like the control room there. Control room A.
Oh shit. This is it.
Yeah. That was it. And that was the excuse me. That was the first console. It was a spec. Well, no, actually it was a second console, but the first one was another spec, and this was a better spec that came in later. And we had when it went 16 track, and that's it back there. And let me see, is the the original 8-track Scully. There's a really good picture of it. But, you know, so the Scully went away, but then they got the Tangent 3216 console, which was way more versatile.
Is this the tape? That's where the things would record to? Was that the main tape, or was that some playback?
No, that was
like mixed down or whatever.
No, that was like a secondary mixed down machine. I mean, the main machine was this 2-track. It was an Ampex. What was it? 440B 2-track.
And it's like, how thick was the tape? Like, is it
a quarter inch?
Tape, quarter inch,
okay. Yeah. The 16-track is 2-inch. The 8-track was 1-inch.
So it would get mixed down.
Big format, yeah. So this one would be either to copy, or sometimes they would record straight to that, because it was another, an auxiliary 2-track.
Okay, and then this is just more.
Well, the guys who started media art, they were both photographers. That was Dave Tarling and Alan Glenn, and they did like a lot of commercial photography, and had gotten these deals with people for products and stuff like that. And that's where they were able, they had jobs, and they were also able to make money, and that's what kind of financed.
Right, and they made contacts too, right?
Yeah.
I assume.
And so they didn't. They didn't borrow money to get the equipment. They got lucky.
They paid cash.
Yeah, they
bitching.
Yeah, but
perhaps they had clients to get business too.
Yeah, and there was a dark room in there, and when I finally was able to get another camera, I kind of like started doing most of the darkroom work.
Cool.
In there. And actually, I got to say, I did not take these 2 photos. I have to admit. Dave Tarling took these, but I went in to do the dark. He said, "Well, here's the film." I developed the film, and this went in to do prints, and this was all for ads to promote the studio, and they made these flyers. And I would go up to Hollywood, put on my skates, and skate all over Hollywood to every single studio and say, "Hey, we got this room in Hermosa Beach.
Check it out.
If I know you guys do the real stuff, but some of your acts might need an inexpensive pre-production room.
Right, do your demos.
And we're right there by the beach, and that got us some business.
Cool. So it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah.
you on your roller skates with those pictures.
And I also got to see a lot of studios and talk to engineers. Oh, what about this board? What about this machine? How are you doing? And just a lot of
pick up information. Oh, and the gig, and then you also got a gig.
Okay, that was the Cove Theater.
Wow.
I was doing these concerts, and I see, and most of them were kind of, And I said, we need to do a new wave or punk concert here, and I came up with this idea.
Oh, you pitched this?
I put this whole concert together, And I used Media Art's name because I said, well, they've been supporting me. I said, let's say they present. Right. I was working there too.
Yeah. No, it doesn't hurt.
So yeah, it was the Last, the Plimsolls, the Furies.
That's fucking great gig.
And I was the opening act that I got like about 1.5 songs.
Did you do dildos, bondage, and toys?
I don't know if it even existed then, but I was like.
So then I assume there wasn't any Nig Heist tunes either.
No, no such thing as that. Yeah, but it was a good. It worked. You know.
Oh yeah, no. Well, how could that not work?
Yeah, it's like any money I put into it, but everybody got paid, and I walked out of there not owing anyone money.
And you got to play a couple tunes.
And the next night, I got fucked up. Went up to. I went up to, and I was friends with Black Flag and all those people. We went up to, what was it, the Hong Kong Cafe, and I was just wasted. And it was worth pretty much worth everything.
So the Hong Kong, that was a little harder core punk rock gig, yeah?
Maybe. Yeah, and it was X was playing.
There you go. That's pretty good. X at the Hong Kong.
I remember drunk as a skunk, falling off the dance floor onto my back, looking up XC's dress.
Wait, hold on. Give me that look again. Just reenact
that. There's Billy Zoom.
Yeah. Dude, amazing. And I don't know if you've seen them lately. They're still pretty damn good. Okay, so now, new camera.
That was, like, I don't have a picture of my first camera.
Yeah, right.
This was, I think, the third I had. I had another Spotmatic, and then I got this one also.
What brand is that?
I had one was a Honeywell, and the other one was an Asai, but they were both Spotmatics.
Okay.
And I was using them both. This, well, there's the old Scully 8-track again.
This is Media Art.
Media Art, the same one.
Yeah, just different view.
And I took this picture, but this machine came from Paramount, and it's the machine that recorded the first 2 Jimi Hendrix albums.
Whoa.
You know, Are You Experienced?
Yeah.
Access, Bold as Love.
Fuck.
This thing had been through hell in a fire off a truck, the whole thing, and some strange electronic geek made it work again.
Cool.
So that's the front door of the Easy Reader.
Well, okay, your gig, which Easy Reader, right? That was like a free newspaper of the South Bay, right?
Yeah.
It comes out once a week.
Yeah, originally it was every 2 weeks, and then they made it weekly.
Okay, well, who's in the car here?
She appears in the book, but that's it was the same night I had given her a ride, and her friend a ride to the bus station downtown. Her friend was leaving town. And so she's just sitting in the car thinking about losing a friend, you know.
And you got some good lighting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this. Attention seekers. American myths violated and realities revealed. Photographs by Spot. Okay, the title card.
The Fire Sign Theater album.
Yeah.
Hello, seekers.
Yeah.
I had to do that.
Yeah, no, I love the Fire Sign Theater.
Yeah. That's Surf Hut Cafe. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that place.
This was in Hermosa?
Oh yeah, right. The Strand and 14th Street, something like that. It's where I guess the beachfront hotel is. There's a hotel.
Okay.
That's the outside.
Okay, so just well documented. But this is where you get your chow, hang out.
Yeah.
And here, is this on the Strand, or
yep.
Right at the edge of the Strand, hanging out with the cops?
Right at the head.
And they're not drinking beers, right? No.
Yeah. That was a really cool cop. He was.
So you guys knew him?
Oh yeah. I mean, everybody knew everybody there.
I love this pic.
Everybody does. Why not?
Yeah. Just skating around, just taking a little break, looking back. And that's out in front of the surf hut. Dude, that's pretty awesome. You think that was a weekend or like weekday? couldn't.
It was probably a weekend, but don't quote me.
Oh, and the roller skating thing. So did you roller skate?
Yeah.
So you got into the whole roller skating trip?
Yeah. 77, I put skates on for the first time,
and this is urethane wheels, right?
Yeah, actually, I think it might have been the
not the clay ones, because there were metal, clay, and then they got into urethane.
Yeah, it was the original like Sure Grip.
Yeah, Sure Grip. Yeah, no, I hang out at Rip City Skates. They used to sell a lot of Sure Grip gear, and all that stuff was like made in Gardena, Hawthorne, or Pico Rivera.
And then Ray Tate, who owned Wild Wheels.
Yeah.
Which actually was argumentatively the very first roller skate rental shop in California. Beach Road.
Right. Which became a big business. It was big in Venice, big in Santa Monica.
And I think that in Venice they had been doing it out of a van, but he opened the first actual store.
Brick and mortar, right.
Maybe a week or two before they opened up, what was it, Cheapskate store?
Yeah, Cheapskates. Yeah, there's Cheapskate, Skatey, Seabreeze, stuff like that.
So, I mean, that's the story I have.
Yeah. And you were just there right when it blew up. More or less.
Pretty much, yeah. So, maybe it's true, maybe it's not.
Yeah. No, it's close enough.
It doesn't matter.
Well, no,
we were both doing it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
And you were blocks away from the beach, and the weather's always nice, pretty much, and it's fun to go skating. And then of course the quarter pipes show up. Probably built by the skateboarders, right? But the roller skaters or were the roller skaters as gnarly as the skateboarders?
We were all out there at the same time.
Okay, and it was all cool.
Yeah, and putting every weekend we were putting on a show, and the city hated that we did this.
Oh, really?
Obvious reasons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not you're taking up all the space. Okay, so more skate. That's interesting longboard there. So this is, where's it, like in a park or something?
That was at Oceanside, the Pro-Am.
Yeah, I went to a contest there much later, like early 80s.
That was
so that's Oceanside contest.
Yeah, that was 78.
Wow, cool.
And you did get Cosmo there, the guy with the flames. Yeah,
I did now.
That's one of the few photos I used as strobe.
And what's happening there?
He lights, has
it's just flames.
He lights fire and does a skateboard.
Yeah, right. And the skateboard goes under the flames. He goes over.
Yeah, he
gets the hot foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're getting into some music stuff.
I guess.
Well, playing a sax.
Okay. What I'll tell you here. Let's go to this one. That's Ozzy Cadena.
Oh, shit.
Who was Dez's father.
Yeah.
And he was a famous jazz producer. Or I should say well-known, let's put it that way. And he's hanging outside of Hennessy's Tavern, which there's the inside, and every Sunday night, Bobby White, the drummer, his band would come in and play every Sunday afternoon, and that was like the place you went to hang out, drink, listen to jazz, and be out there skating and say, okay, let's go have a few drinks.
Right. Well, you could maybe hear the music coming through the walls or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, that sounds good.
Yeah. And those guys were real cool. And of course, like the Lighthouse was just a few doors away.
Right. And that was like the historic jazz spot.
Yeah. So
right, because
jazz was a big thing at that.
Because I heard Dezo's mom still books gigs at the Lighthouse, right? Did she do that then too, or do you don't know?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
But Ozzy was there too.
And that's Emil Donato, artist. He painted this mural on the back of what was then called Bestie's.
Yeah. George Best's.
Yeah,
right?
George Best's.
From
you remember
Liverpool,
that
but man, you were Liverpool, whatever. Big soccer star in the late '60s, heavy partier.
Something like that, yeah.
Moves to what is it, Hermosa, Redondo, opens up a bar.
And he was one of the artists who worked in the church, and cool guy, really, really cool guy.
Okay.
And there's Diamandouros and
wow.
what was it?
At Media Art?
French. For Jim French?
No. Wow.
God, why can't I remember the guy's name?
Well, it's written on a piece of paper somewhere.
Yeah, but that was like '79. They came down to do some sessions.
Wow. What's this? More that same session?
Yeah, same day, same control room.
Okay, so and here we're at the wormhole.
It's
Enter Dukowski.
That was up in what was it? Palos Verdes Hills. There was like these drainage structures.
They're pretty awesome. I mean, they're big. Yeah. And then Worm, it was Dukowski's band, right? I guess pre-Black Flag, and that was what Loud Lou Hinzo and Ed Danke.
Ed Danke, you got it.
And then Worm did a record. They did an album on SST.
I guess, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They did. And that was at the Cove Theater.
Yeah, where you were able to book the gig. You could cut a bunch of films there too, or?
Oh yeah, I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show there way more times than I ever wanted.
It's just a step to the right.
Yeah. It was just one of those things that if there was nothing else, if you had nothing else going on, well, you'd end up in the Rocky
Hey, the music's good. It's good for, and it's a sight. And you can study the gigs. What's the story here?
Oh, Rodney Bingenheimer on K-Rock with Skate Girls.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
We just invaded his show one night.
And he wasn't going to turn them down.
No, of course not.
You might not have gotten in if you went solo, but right, they skated right in. And they had their skates on? Oh, so they literally skated right in.
We all had our skates on.
Oh, really?
we did not take our skates
What about
on.
when you were driving? Or would you get out of the car?
Some of us would drive with our skates on.
Wow.
Can do
so you guys were hardcore, very hardcore.
Yes.
You just already lived it.
Yeah, we'd go to bed with our skates on, have sex with our skates on. There was
It all happened with the skates. Everything except showers. Because then you'd fuck up the bearings.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the Mabuhay ups.
Wow. Road trip to San Francisco.
Yeah, I think that must have been about 79.
Okay, more Worm.
Yep.
More Worm at the wormhole. Okay, now I got a little detail on this one, right? This was in Chicago, right? Ed Danke's pad. Ed moved to Chicago or somehow ended up, and Black Flag was on tour. I think it was middle of winter or something like that, maybe.
Middle of winter 1980.
And so you were able to crash in Chicago for a few days.
I guess we were crashing there.
Yeah, that's what Chuck said. We were there for a few days. That was the first time he got to meet the Huskers.
Oh yeah.
And he said on the floor there is his bag. That's his gig booking bag. All the right back then, right? Chuck would book tours or whatever, or firm up dates or whatever from the road.
Run up a more expensive
phone bill. Well, hey, you know.
No internet. No email. Forget it.
So that's a lot of story behind that pick right there. And here another heavy one. This is in the church, right? At the filming of The Decline, and that's Medea. Quite a character. And we'll just leave it at that. And then there's Dukowski. And who's at the door? That's That's Watt. Oh my God! Wow. Where's that?
That's
I think it's in San Francisco?
No, that was at the SST in Torrance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that was the one where it got busted when Wall was there. yeah. Heard that story a couple times. That's a good one. I like this one. I kind of get bad reflection from the lighting, but the image of the guitar player is pretty intense. Where was that?
That was in Chicago.
Okay, so at the same time.
It was was a rehearsal room that I guess Danke used.
Okay. Right, he hooked you up.
Yeah, I think so.
And probably him and Chuck jammed afterwards.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, wow, right there. That's like history. Wow. This one up here?
What, the one you're looking at?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, adolescents at...
oh, shit.
Is that Basie's Hall?
Wow.
Maybe about an hour before the riot happened.
Damn. Yeah, yeah. In the We Got Power book, you have a great picture of
yeah,
Tony.
that's right, yeah.
Thank you, by the way.
No sweat.
Fucking awesome. I mean, that's like, and then I heard, oh shit, he's doing a book? Because I hadn't seen any of these, you know, like, these are all like historic photos, but I hadn't seen any of this stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow. So this is like more church decline isms.
That was in Chicago right there.
Because you had downtime or whatever, right? Shoot some pics, get the camera out. Oh, fucking New Wave Theater. Another awesome pic. Because the nice with the New Wave Theater shots is you can use take advantage of the studio lighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what is it? Peter Ivers, right?
I'm sorry?
It's Peter Ivers that does the interviews. Yeah. Amazing. That show was so insane. I was trying to explain at the opening last Saturday. I was trying to explain to somebody how insane the New Wave Theater show is. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, right? It used to be on public. It used to be on public access on cable station on a weirdo.
And Peter Ivers was such a buffoon. You know, he put on.
He wasn't a buffoon. I mean, he was.
No. His character that he did.
Yeah. Was
like with the clothes and the way he would do it.
His raps.
Yeah, exactly. It was buffoonish but he was doing it all on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, it was almost scripted.
You kind of hated him. A lot of people hated him for that. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. He's going all the way with it.
Yeah.
And I ended up really respecting it.
And it's premeditated. There was concept.
And he was a talented guy, you know.
So what about the Derby?
The Fleetwood.
Wow. So then the Fleetwood was a club in what? Redondo. Yeah. But fucking Germs played there, Black Flag played there, right? There were some heavy gigs there. Yeah. You look up the flyers, kids. You'll get the details. But that's Derby.
Yep.
Yeah, when I was I was in like high school, junior high school, I talked to a skater kid. He went down there from Santa Monica and the buses stopped running. So he had to find a place just to kind of crash, like out on the street or whatever, wait for the buses so that he could make it back to Santa Monica. Arguably could have walked, but it was an interesting story. And I'm like, really? Wow, that's fucking gnarly. Like I hadn't even been to any concerts or anything. And here he's talking about these crazy ass gigs at the Fleetwood. The lore.
That's a Starwood there.
Yeah. Okay, Starwood shots.
The Mentors.
Well, the Mentors. Well, right later on, right, Ed Danke played in the Mentors.
Did he?
Yes, his name was Papa Sneaky Sperm Shooter.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. He didn't play so well in the hood. Okay, and here's a nice young Des Cadena.
Yeah.
We saw his dad earlier.
That was in where was it? Fort Worth.
Wow.
Where what was it? Bobby Sock's band, The Enemy. Was that they were on the bill that night. They had the big swastika flag behind them.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Well, you know, back then it was.
Well, yeah.
It was not as.
Right.
I'm not defending it, but
Well, Sid had the swastika, right? The little animated bit.
You could get away with the joke of it and take that however you want.
Right.
But you know.
Yep.
Like I said, I absolutely am not supporting it. But
these days. And
what are you gonna do when someone's out there?
Yeah.
To make people mad and whatnot.
Well, I think we should do a plug.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Don't forget the show. The gallery's open Friday through Sunday, right until May 26th. Carducci spot. Oh shit. So the thing is, I think my battery's pretty much dead. Or I think